It's time to talk some high school football. Week 1 of the high school football season after a very interesting and fun week 0 last week. I'm Fox 23 Sports Director Nathan Thompson, along with the Tulsa World's Barry Lewis. And Barry, we had a great kind of appetizer last week when about half the teams played or so, and now we get the first full week 1 schedule, and man, some good games led off by your number 1 in your top 5 column that's in the Tuesday edition of the Tulsa World and on okprepsextra.com. But it's Jinx at Bixby. It's your game of the week. It's the Fox 23 game of the week, and what a matchup for two teams that had big wins in week 0.
Yes, you've got the two-time defending 6A Tuesday champion Bixby against the Jinx, which has been the 6A1 runner-up the past 2 years. Bixby won, stunned area football fans last year, not the fact that it Jinx, but the fact that it won 57-7 by 50 points. I mean, they did something to Jinx that no one's ever done in the modern era. No, that's in the back of the Jinx players' minds going into this game. I think in the past, because Jinx had dominated Bixby totally, winning 26 games in a row in the series before Bixby's win in 2017, Jinx probably might have been looking a little bit past Bixby at times, and but that won't be the case this week. They remember that game last year, and they want to show they've got something to prove this year. And of course, Bixby feels like it always has something to prove when people doubt that they can play with 6A1 teams. And Bixby's definitely proven it can play with 6A1 teams. So it should be a whale of a game Friday night.
And your second game, I mean, it's hard to believe this isn't number 1. And most years it is number 1, but Jinx Bixby tops it this year. But Union at Broken Arrow, a matchup of two traditional powerhouses here in Class 6A1.
Yes, again, this is another rivalry where the script has been flipped. Union went 36-1 against Broken Arrow from 1990 to 2017, and they were playing. Broken Arrow was good all those years, but Union just dominated Broken Arrow totally. But the last 2 years, Broken Arrow's 3-0 against Union. So it's Union which has something to prove. Broken Arrow looked great in its opener. Union didn't. So, but I'm expecting that this could be a game like their quarterfinal match last year where Broken Arrow needed a touchdown in the last few seconds to beat Union. So it has the potential to be that type of game. I'm going to have to rate Broken Arrow as the favorite, though.
And your third top game is down in Class 6A2, a matchup of two top 5 teams over to S.C. Williams Stadium, Booker T hosting Del City.
A rematch of quarterfinal games from the past 2 years. Booker T won in 2018 when it was at home. Del City won at home last year. I think this game's a toss-up. We'll know a lot more about this year's Booker T team after Friday's game against Del City, which has 2 great defensive players, major college prospects. So, and of course, Booker T's got major college talent too. So don't want to overlook the Hornets. I think this is a game that could go down to the wire.
And game number 4, a battle of the halls. You have Holland Hall at Cassidy Hall in a rivalry that has had its share of thrillers over the years.
Yes, half of their last 18 meetings have been one-score games, and this has the potential to be another one of those. Holland Hall ranked 4th in Class 3A. This will be their first game of the year, whereas Cassidy has a game under its belt, an impressive win over Victory Christian last week. This has all the makings of a real good game.
And speaking of rivalries, your last game rounding out the top 5, Coweta at Wagner in the season opener for both of these teams.
Yes, a traditional season opener. Wagner's won a couple of wild games against Coweta in the opener of the last 2 years. And the fact that Wagner's best player, TU defensive end commit, Isaac Smith, started his high school career at Coweta just adds to an already great rivalry.
So it should be a good one. Looking forward to this Friday night. Don't forget to pick up a Friday edition of the Tulsa World for a preview of all these games. Saturday for all the coverage, scores, recaps. Of course, a lot of great pictures from the photography team there at the Tulsa World. And also okprepsextra.com, a great high school football website over there at the Tulsa World. For Fox 23, same game of the week. We've got that Jinx at Bixby game. We'll be live from there at 6:20 previewing the action. At 10:15, we have extended high school football highlights, including another live report from that Spartan Stadium, that Jinx Bixby game. And then at 11 o'clock every Friday night, high school football tonight. It's our 30-minute show just full of analysis from Barry Lewis, highlights, reaction. It's the most high school football coverage you'll see on TV here in Green Country, so make sure you watch that. And you can always go to fox23.com, the High School Football Tonight page, because that's where we keep all of our high school football coverage, both highlights from Friday nights and previews leading up to the game, so make sure you go there. All right, looking forward to Friday night. We'll see you then.